Hi, my name is Marty. I am the writer and director of Left Unsaid. In 2021, I was driving to a job about an hour from my home, which took me through a very rural part of Pennsylvania. At dawn, I drove through a less than one stoplight town, and after cresting a small hill, the entire town disappeared behind me. So I had a thought. Say there was a person who had grown up in this little invisible town and had left. They hadn't been back in years, they didn't want to come back. What if that person had to come back? What would bring them there? What if they had to face everything they'd left behind and all that time away all at once? And that was the first thought of what would become Left Unsaid. 4 years later, we are about to start production. We've gathered a cast of incredible actors, we have our location locked, and our first shoot date is Monday, July 14th, 2025. So what's the movie? The logline is two estranged siblings are forced to deal with the sudden death of their mother. Our story primarily follows the sister, Brooke, a grown woman now living in Chicago, hundreds of miles from the small town in Pennsylvania where she grew up. After getting that heartbreaking call from her brother Anthony, she travels those hundreds of miles back to her mother's home. Once there, she has to confront the realities of death, the mundanity of planning a funeral, and the raw emotions between herself and her brother. While their initial meeting is relatively calm and cordial, when a massive summer storm throws the certainty of their mother's post-mortem wishes into doubt, it all comes out. The sadness, the fear, the anger, the guilt, all of it is put out in its ugliest, rawest form, and the siblings have to deal with it as they wait out that fateful storm. Now that's where I'll end it since I don't want to spoil where it goes, but suffice to say that Left Unsaid is an exploration of grief from the perspective of those most directly affected by it, and a look at how grief can make us act in ways we typically wouldn't. So our location is secured, our main actors are cast, and we're shooting this July. So what is this IndieGoGo for? We want to make this film as professionally as possible and to document that process. Our initial fundraising goal is $2,500. This will pay for almost all the wages of the cast and crew, as well as our on-set photographer and videographer who will be capturing tons of behind-the-scenes content for our eventual making of documentary. If that goal is reached successfully, our first stretch goal is $3,000. It's there to provide a safety net for any sudden expenses. Think of it as a rainy day fund. And if that goal is reached, anything earned beyond that goal will be put into a bucket to be used in post-production and eventually the festival run in 2026 and 2027. For this campaign, we will not be doing any physical rewards, as that would require cutting out a portion of the proceeds to pay for those physical rewards. We want to make sure that for every dollar donated, 95% of it goes right into the film. At the $5 tier, you will have your name in the credits in a special thanks section. It may not seem like a lot of money, but a little bit goes a very long way. For the $20 tier, you will receive that same special thanks and a private link to the festival screener of the film when that becomes available. For $50, all the previous rewards are included, plus a special PDF of the script and access to the digital poster. And finally, for $100 or more, everything as listed before is of course included, and you will receive a ticket to the premiere if you are local to Reading, Pennsylvania. Otherwise, we will be recording the post-premiere Q&A and be posting it exclusively for this tier of rewards to see before anyone else. You will also be the first to see the behind-the-scenes documentary, which will be completed after the film is done. Even if you are not able to give, please share. Of course, social media platforms and stories are powerful, but I'm specifically talking about sending a link to the campaign directly to someone you know, via text message or email, DM, anything. You never know who knows someone. Maybe they've always loved movies. Maybe this story speaks to them in particular. Maybe they're best friends with a patron of the arts, who knows? But if this is ever going to happen, this is how it happens. We will be launching this campaign on Tuesday, June 17th at 9 a.m. A link to it will be posted in the description of this video if you're on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, it'll be in a comment, and if you're on Instagram, it'll be in a link in our bio, or my bio if you're seeing this on my Instagram. Thank you all for watching. Please share this video and this campaign with anyone you think may want to watch it, and I cannot wait to share this story with you.